Hey there, guys. Nolen and Jason here for HVAC Webmasters.
Howdy.
All right, today's topic is the Likeable HVAC Marketing Consultant, you just got sold, son. So the Likeable HVAC Marketing Consultant, you just got sold, son. Now, I know you like this kind of great. You like it when, Jason likes it when, bad things happen to me. But, so this was actually December 23rd, by the way.
Oh,
so
boy.
I'm sitting there and we're basically off for Christmas. It's web stuff and we're semi-off.
Yeah.
I own the company. So
you actually gave everybody off that day.
Yeah.
It was Friday.
I worked that day. So it was Friday and I'm like, this person's like, we want to talk to you. And I'm like, okay. So the internal marketing consultant wanted to talk, at this company. I've talked to him before. My wife's like, you're going to make a call? And I'm like, yeah, I'll make a call. Somebody wants to talk to me.
Do a sale right before
Christmas.
It always feels good. Yeah.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
So this, a little backstory on this deal, and because it's an interesting thing. And I talk about this all the time. Like I used to talk about this more. It's really frustrating that people buy based upon just the way they feel with that person. Like this is what most people do.
Yeah.
Like most people, they bought from this, they buy from this person, and especially in digital marketing, because they made them feel good.
Because of the vibe.
Because of the vibe. So I get on the phone with the person in the office who was tasked with this, not the owner. I did talk to the owner one time, and they wanted part of our services, but not the other, basically. And they proceeded to tell me, and backstory on this, they had a horrible website that had been crushed by the new Google Good Content Update. It had hundreds of pages on it. Okay. I think it was a couple 100-page site.
Yeah, we've been going over that a lot.
So it needed a lot of help. It needed a lot of stuff. But the owner liked the site a little bit. Didn't want to have a new site. Didn't want to deal with all the things that came along with a new site.
Right.
So the marketing person that was in their office proceeded to tell me. The call lasted 8 minutes, by the way. 8 minutes.
Never a good sign.
You can imagine. And so essentially what happened on this call was that they liked a lot of the stuff about us, but maybe didn't like my bedside manner.
Your bedside manner. Is that how they put it?
No, but you could infer it from what was going on here.
Yeah.
I didn't realize what was happening for a little bit. Because she had couched it all in this corporate-y way. It's like, we really liked this guy. He was such a nice guy. He never talked bad about any other company or anything. And I said, to be clear, I don't talk bad about other companies. I merely state that 95% of all digital marketing agencies are crap.
I don't name any specific crap company.
I don't, because I don't want to get in any slanderous situation,
Yeah.
So, which is probably the reason I don't, because there's a certain professionalism to that, which basically means don't get my company's ass in a crack and get sued by somebody. But most of the digital marketing agencies are horrible. One of them, in fact, effed up their website. It needed to be fixed.
Yeah.
The owner of the company didn't want to hear all this, and she didn't want to hear it. So after she goes on for about, 5-6 minutes of this, I said, so wait a minute, let me get this straight. You want to use a portion of software that we spent over $1 million developing, but don't see the need to change anything else. She said,
fix the fundamentals.
Right. Well, we like this guy. He's going to work on the same site. So they didn't want to have the site messed with. And he said, he's willing to work with our current site, and we don't have to pay anything for that. And so, well, what are you paying per month? She's like, oh, I don't know how much that is. They never know how much it is because it's a shitload of money.
Yeah, it's always more than we charge.
On a term
and
agreement.
Embarrassed about
and they're
how much
embarrassed
they're
to tell me.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it. And the point of all this is that they went with a guy that's real nice, that works at home, has no resources, no capability of helping them with what they need.
Who told them what they wanted to hear?
Who told them what they wanted to hear?
Yeah.
And I, 50-year-old Nolen, who's been doing this for 13 years, who owns multiple companies.
A little bit crusty.
A little crusty. It's December, what is it now? December 27th
Yes.
right now?
Yes.
So I worked out. I didn't change. I'm in a hat. So what? I'm still skilled as hell. I'm skilled AF, man. We got all kinds of services and skills here. And I always tell people that, though, it's like we're Texas straightforward, Texas respectful. I'm never disrespectful. Client, we want business. We help that client out. It's just frustrating when you see somebody.
We want to do it right.
We want to do it right.
Yeah.
We want to help them.
If someone is just agreeing with you, like I said, telling you what you want to hear on a call like this, there's one of two possibilities. Either they don't know what they're doing, which is bad.
Right.
And they think they can do it the way you want, even though they can't. Or they know that what you want won't work, and they've just decided to give up on it because people never listen.
Right.
And so they just tell you what you want to hear to get the account.
You'll make a lot more sales if you just, say positive stuff and never do anything against what that client says they want.
Right.
If the client has a 200-page website that's full of spammy blog entries, and we were to take them on and not change those, then the client's going to leave because the web effort doesn't work.
Yeah.
We
could probably help them a little bit.
Maybe.
But
they've got a penalty probably right now.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's like, how bad is the penalty? And we wouldn't know till we got in there.
Well,
and
they wanted
if we didn't knock it out of the park, if we only helped them a little bit, it wouldn't be enough.
Right. And they wanted data pens, and I'm like, I said, I'm glad you want data pens, but it doesn't fix poor quality marketing effort.
Yeah.
And I said, is he going to do this and that? She kept saying, we really liked him. I said, I understand you like him, but is he going to change all this stuff? I said, listen, at this point in time, I'm not going to keep laying down free advice on your website, but your website's huge. It needs all kinds of stuff.
And that's not a compliment.
Yeah, the website is large and violating the good Google content update right now.
Helpful content.
Helpful.
You got it right earlier.
Helpful content, good
Helpful
content. I like good content. But anyway, so it's violating that now, amongst other things need to be done.
Yeah.
If I sell you the software without the other part of it, it won't work as well. It'll help you, but it won't work as well. And so I'm glad you like who you're chosen, but it's irrelevant to me as far as my consideration whether your web effort's going to work or not.
Yeah.
And now you want to put the software on a website that is already failing, that you called to get fixed, which you've now determined you're not going to change, essentially, is what I just heard.
Even though it's not working.
It's like, well, he's not going to charge us to do it. I said, that's code word for he ain't going to do much on your website, which is there's my, and I said it a little saltier than that at the time.
Yeah.
But anyway, so it was a frustrating deal, but it was, we want to have our cake and eat it too. And it's like, we don't want to deal with the reality of we spent years producing a website that has hundreds of pages that's now in violation of Google Helpful Content Update.
Right.
So they're like, it's irrelevant whether you want to do that or not. And the fact that you didn't like that I told you it needed to be done is irrelevant.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
I hate to say it this way, but your feelings don't really matter because the Google algorithm does not take your feelings into consideration in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Nolen Walker here for Data Pens. You may not know, but I own a software company, and we have a proprietary software called Data Pens, DATAPINS. You can search it at datapens.com. This is not white labeled. I actually own this piece of software, and I made it for you. It was made for contractors. You can actually take pictures of jobs, up to 6, make a caption about the material, the brand, the situation, the repairs, and post that back to your individual pages on your website, just like that. It's super simple. Anyone could use it. It also texts and emails your clients direct links to your reviews, so it helps reputation and reviews, which helps conversion and map placement. The geo coordinate gets grabbed by Data Pens, and Google can tell where you are. So instead of them just seeing reviews, they see all jobs or even estimates that you do. This vastly outperforms just getting reviews. Helps the map show up, helps organic keywords. And remember, those captions that you're putting in there help expand the keywords per page, and it's great regular content. I love it. We made it just for you. It is organic optimization on steroids for both your website, your rankings, and the map placement. check out Data Pens. I think you'll be happy you did.
Anybody
Yeah.
can make a website.
They can.
That is a fact.
They can.
But very few people can make a website that actually performs and does what it's supposed to do for you.
And it takes some talent and expertise to do it.
A website working does not mean when you click a button it goes to the page.
They were happy.
A website working for a local business means it pulls in business.
It doesn't also mean that it looks good.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, that it just looks good. I like it. It doesn't matter what. But that's, I mean, in our business, when a client sees the website but doesn't see all the other work behind the scenes.
Right.
They don't see years of development of Data Pens software, and they don't see the schema code base on the design. They don't see the years of understanding of content so that the client doesn't get caught up in Google helpful content updates and have other problems that wipe them off the face of the earth. You know, this guy had actually got caught up in that, I'm pretty sure. I didn't go into an exhaustive look at everything, but there was some obvious errors up front that needed to be fixed. And then he had responded by getting rid of the current marketing company and going with someone else. And who was just
going to do the same thing.
Oh, they weren't changing anything.
Yeah.
None of the web companies, the 95% of them that are horrible, that evidently I got in trouble with for pointing out the obvious. And by the way, everybody listening, every stinking person knows that 95% of digital marketing agencies are horrific.
And most of you agree.
And they all agree. They all know it.
Yeah, because they've dealt with a bunch of them and they're sick of it.
And pretty much anybody listening knows that if a kid that's nice, that's going to call them each month personally, has no resources.
Right.
Has no resources. Like I get involved with clients all the time. I talk to every new client still to this day. I don't call everybody each month because then I can't run the company to have the resources to provide the service.
Yeah.
We can't. Doesn't work that way.
Right.
And then you don't have resources to do everything else. You don't have software. You don't have people tending to different things that help get the better grade. We champion digital signals for clients in a myriad of fantastic
This guy
ways.
that they were going to use, what was he going to be doing?
It never got beyond. He was a nice guy.
He was a nice guy, and he was going to work.
They really
on
liked
the current
him.
site.
He's such a nice guy.
But what form that work was going to take,
she had no idea. They just really liked him. He was going to be available to them and call them. That was it. It'll fail as far as what it could have done.
Yeah,
they'll stay in business at some point, most likely.
Yeah, because they already have
a business,
ways of getting business in because their website hasn't worked in a long time and they've worked around it.
Yeah.
And they've made do. And a lot of people do that because, and we go over this a lot, they never experience what happens if your digital marketing is working.
He'll never know for sure.
Yeah.
The problems with him not showing up or ranking are mainly his fault. Not entirely. The people before that made the big site, he's paying money for this stuff. He'll translate that into web work doesn't work that well.
Yeah.
And then he'll label that with false narratives to protect his version of it so he doesn't have to deal with the fact that he's constantly failing at this.
Once a few years ago, he tried to get into the big show, couldn't get in, and now he's decided that the big show doesn't exist.
And he's going to try someone. He's walking away from it quietly.
Yeah.
It's a quiet quit on his effort to get on top ranking with Google. He's going to try one more time with this nice guy and see if it works. But he knew enough. They inherently knew that processes and procedures and professional stuff we had, they inherently knew it had value.
Right.
And they called me to get it. And I'm like, it doesn't quite work that way. So here I am again. Oh, it's that old, it's that crusty Nolen. There's Nolen telling us the truth again, and we just don't like it. It's like, can you break off some of that gold that you got there and leave all the other stuff?
Can you just plate what we've got with gold? We don't want the solid gold. We just want the veneer.
Nolen, could you polish yourself off with some corporate vernacular here? This is overbearing for us, and our ears are bleeding from all of it. But the amount of knowledge and everything that we know and everything plated up and coming at somebody is crazy.
Yeah.
But people, I mean, you're gonna end up paying a little bit for it, not too much. We're less expensive than anybody that claims to be in our league.
Right.
Which
Definitely.
they're not in
And
our
they're
league.
not.
They're not in our league. And then we've got software and other stuff that nobody has.
Right.
It's insane.
And nobody's got it because we built it.
We built that stuff. So yeah, people, and just I know I kind of joking about it and halfway wanted to talk about it, because it affected me.
Hey there, guys. Nolen Walker here for HVAC Webmasters. Glad you're listening to the podcast, but I'd like you to become a client. We're a digital marketing agency that have done this for 12 years. I don't think there's anybody better than us at this point in time. We will help you with your design, your code, your content, showing up as high as we can on Google ranking, your organic ranking, your map ranking, your reputation, your reviews. Our digital marketing agency will help you be the best possible online. We can help you with all of it, even paid. We even have a software company called Data Pens that's proprietary. We made it for you guys. You can take 90 seconds and do a pin on each job. We call them data pins, and it'll grab the geo coordinate where you're located. It looks like a little red pin drop, but to Google it looks like a digital hand raise. This helps them see where you're working. So if someone doesn't give you a review, they've got this with photos of the job that count as unique content and a caption. Let's say it's Linux air handler replacement with Linux M30 Wi-Fi thermostat. This is additional content that's literally going to drop on the individual service and city pages on the website and expand your keyword search ability. It's crazy how cool Data Pens is combined with the SEO and digital marketing agency services of HVACwebmasters.com. Guys, check us out. We'd love to hear from you.
But it is the business owner's responsibility to pick a qualified professional digital marketing agency to help them. And if they don't do it, they won't have as good a success. There are things that we do that are high-end skilled things that get graded by Google that the client cannot do on their own, and they will not participate and become a dominant force.
I want to make the point that you mentioned it's the owner's responsibility, which it is. This owner made a mistake by turning this decision over to an underling, because the problem is you said you talked to him once, and
just one time on they put me on speaker.
Yeah, and he didn't want a new website and all that. So all of a sudden, you're now dealing with his employee,
right?
Who she can't go to her boss and say, "Well, we got to redo the website," because he doesn't want that. So she can't bring him stuff because she works for him directly. She'll get fired. So he has sabotaged his own effort before it started, not just by picking the guy they like, but by cutting off options.
Right.
And he sent it off to like I said, to an underling, because he knows that person won't bring him an option he doesn't want.
Yeah, an analogy for this is like marketing's the life or death of the business, in my opinion. It's the life or death of the business. If you need a specialty medical procedure, you don't play these games with stuff. You don't tell someone to go find 3 specialists and then call and talk to one randomly, briefly, and then just pick one based upon how you felt about that.
Yeah, you talk to them yourself.
You talk to them, and if some guy seems like they're sharp as a tack and know everything, and they have an excellent track record, have the best instruments, the best technology, you go with that person,
even if he's a little bit of a dick.
People do.
Yeah,
people do. I mean, listen, I don't obviously feel that way about myself, Jason.
Snuck that under.
How dare you?
Even if he's a huge asshole.
Yeah. Yeah. Hugh Pedasso is my name. But no. Paging for Hugh Pedasso?
No, honestly, Nolen is. I've listened to many of Nolen's sales calls. He's not a huge asshole with clients.
Thank you, Jason.
You like the qualifier there with clients?
No,
but he does. You do tell it like you see it.
Well, I won't keep the client. I won't keep the client.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
I know
what's the point in signing somebody up and keeping their 200-page crap website, not redoing everything and slapping data pins on it if it doesn't work,
and knowing they're gone in 6 months
in 6 months anyway, instead of setting up a relationship that could last 5 or 10 years. You know, so that's why I do it. I'm trying to help everybody involved. But you're right. The fact that he wasn't involved but once, and then he got pieces of information, pushed his will onto everything. She was basically just parroting out what he had said.
At that point, she's ineffective
The
in
conversation,
the job, and it's not even her fault.
No, it's not her fault at all. It's entirely his fault.
Yeah.
But he had we had a good conversation the time that we were on the phone with everything. But he just kind of gave up on it and threw it off to something else. And then they wanted the brilliance of our plan without going with us for some reason. So it is what it is. But man, and on a serious note, we're the best of the best. We bend over backwards and help everybody. Never no word said to anybody, call up here, and we're just out there championing and fighting for someone's effort to get signals and to show up on Google. And then we have incredibly awesome proprietary stuff that nobody has. And it's fantastic. And they wanted that. They just, maybe the guy was cheap too. I never really brought up it. Maybe that he was so cheap.
Did you even get to the price point, or
they said they didn't know the price? I said, "How much are you paying for this?" She's like, "I don't know. I don't know how much it is."
No, I mean, did they know our price point?
They knew our price point. Yeah. I mean, seriously, we're less expensive than anybody that claims to be good.
Yeah.
But this guy might have been the same, more or less. I don't know. But people make decisions based upon flawed, logical deduction of what they should be doing with their stuff.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's all. I don't know if that came over quite like I wanted it to on everything. But, I mean, the point...
I think we made the point.
The point being, someone's got to get involved, got to pick a professional service. You need the best possible. The very best possible. I will tell you this. I haven't gotten to the point. I don't misunderstand where my money comes from. I don't misunderstand any of that stuff. We're a service. We have a client. We work for them.
Right.
It's a capitalistic society and business here, and we know our place. And our place is to do right by the client and work our asses off for them or lose the business.
I think one of the things that a lot of people in our profession, the mistake they make is giving the client proper service means just doing what the client wants. The client doesn't necessarily know what the right move is a lot of the time when it comes to digital marketing. And it's our job to inform them and get them to do the right thing.
Right. Yeah. And I don't think that the digital marketing agency doesn't know what to do most of the time anyway. And then
a lot of the time,
and they're too weak-kneed of people. So people in this, so you want someone a little bit tough because there's certain things that need to be done, and you need to be told with respect by someone who will actually have a backbone and tell you this is what's wrong. Because most people in digital marketing are basically geeky web geeks. And when somebody tough calls them, like an HVAC company owner, they tell them whatever the hell they want to hear.
Yeah.
And if they stand up and say, "I like my site, I don't want to change."
I can work on the site you've got. That's fine.
You damn straight you will, you dirty web geek. I'll beat your ass 3 times from Sunday. So and they're cowering in the corner like a chihuahua that just got yelled at. And that's what happens, basically.
Yeah, absolutely.
So this guy's nice and told this guy exactly what he wanted to hear. It isn't what he needed.
Right.
And we go through and tell them exactly what's needed from 13 years of experience, and people go through and like painstaking. We would have taken this site and gone through and taken out all the pages that got no search.
Yeah, we would have done analytics on the whole thing, said all of this stuff is indexed but not in the database. That needs to go.
Yeah.
These 2 or 3 pages actually get all the traffic. So we'll do redirect. We'll either keep those as redirects. Everything else will start from scratch, redirect from here to here. There's a whole plan.
He had, some service pages, some other. I mean, we would have kept 20 pages and added 10 or 20.
Yeah.
We would have SEO overhauled the pages he's had, brand new design, brand new code base, brand new content, brand new look over everything and to modernize all of it. 100 points of schema, put it up, connected to data pins.
Yeah, built with data pins in mind.
Pimp that right out, and kaboom, Google would have seen it, corrected the Google helpful content update violations they had, give credit where credit was due with everything else, and they would have hit the ground running.
Right.
Now, they're going to get some jackass that's a little nice but a little slimy, a little weaselly, sitting at home, can't stand up, say anything. He's saddled with a website that he has no possible resources to do because he's the only one talking to him on the phone. There's no resources behind him. He's leaving the same shit there not changing it. No code
Not
bus
only leaving the
changes.
same shit there, but
Yeah.
the chances are the work he's going to do is like blogging. So he's actually going to make the problem worse.
He very well will do that.
Yeah.
He doesn't have data pins. He doesn't have other stuff, but he's a real nice guy. We'll end it on that one. Guys, if y'all want quality work, we'll work our butts off for you. We've done it forever. There's no one better than us. We're better than 99% of the people out there. All right. Call us when you're ready. We'd love to hear from you. We'll see you.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Take it easy.